Hello, my loves. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome into this reading for the full moon in Taurus lunar eclipse. For those who are new, hello and welcome in. It is wonderful to have you here. If you want to learn more about these readings and how to get the most out of them, you can check out the tutorial video I created to catch you up on all of the amazing things that we do in these readings and the best practices I recommend for getting the most out of the information that's coming through and understanding where this information is coming from. Essentially your spiritual support team, but we get more into that in the introduction video. For those who are not new, hello and welcome back. It is lovely to have you here. I appreciate you. I'm honored to show up and serve you in this way as we together navigate the astrological cycles and understand more about our own astrology and to use the spiritual tools of the cards to connect with our support team on the regular, to honor these cycles and to get the most out of them so that we can be the best versions of ourselves. So let's talk first about full moon energy. Full moon energy is the energy of the fullness of a cycle. It's a celebratory energy. So with full moons, we tend to focus on the things that we are celebrating under the theme of the sign that the moon is full in. Now, a full moon is always in the sign that's opposite wherever the sun is right now. So right now, the sun is in the sign of Scorpio, and the opposite of Scorpio in the astrological story is Taurus. Before we get more into the Taurus energies, this is not just a full moon. This is a full moon lunar eclipse. So the energy of this cycle is a little bit different than our typical full moon energies. Typically, a full moon energy vibration cycle information will last us 28 days until the next full moon that we have. However, eclipses are more powerful, more punctuated energies that have longer cycles. They can be from 6 months to a year. So this full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus cycle is going to last us a year. And so it's going to take us from when the full moon happens on November 8th all the way to when the next full moon eclipse happens October 28th next year, 2023. So this is a year-long celebration that we are being invited into when it comes to the Taurus themes. Now, the Taurus energy is the second sign of our zodiac story. It's what's called a fixed sign. Fixed signs represent the fullness of a season. So in the Northern Hemisphere, Taurus happens during the season of spring. It represents the fullness of the spring energy and archetype. It has the element of the earth. So earth elements in our zodiac story represents the material world. It represents the physical realm. And so we have with the Taurus energy this beautiful vibration and focus on values, material possessions, the environment, and the earth. So these are the themes that the Taurus archetype and energy brings up and brings into the zodiac story and into our lives to explore on a deeper way. It's a contrasting energy to the Scorpio vibration, which is the season that we're in. The energies that are opposite each other are always going to be in the same, what's called modality. So Scorpio is also a fixed sign, but it represents the fullness of the season of fall. So we have the fullness of spring opposite the fullness of fall, creating this dichotomy and complementary yet opposing energies. Scorpio is the energy of water, whereas Taurus is the energy of earth. So Scorpio is more concerned about the emotional realm, is more concerned about diving deep into the fullness of our emotions, where Taurus energy is really fixed and wants to stay on the material plane in the earth and is concerned with the practical, physical realm. So as we are going to move into this cycle with this lunar eclipse, we are going to be celebrating with the full moon energy this Taurus vibration, so values, when it comes to our own values of who we are, what we value in a practical way in our lives, what we find supportive, and what helps to ground us in this experience of life. We're going to be celebrating that with the Angel Therapy deck by Doreen Virtue. So even if you don't believe in angels, your spiritual support team, whoever they may be, is going to help bring guidance to you through the Angel Therapy deck. You are going to be watching only one reading for this lunar phase. There's a lot going on. If you haven't watched the new moon solar eclipse reading for the new moon in Scorpio, I recommend watching that because that's a whole nother cycle that we're in right now that has very, very powerful energies playing out in our lives, and it's going to help us navigate the things that are coming up in our sphere. But this reading, you are only going to watch for where the moon shows up in your chart. So you're going to look for this symbol right here. And this symbol right here represents the moon. And you're going to look for in your chart what astrological sign this symbol was in. If you don't know how to find that information, I did create a tutorial video to help guide you to that information and to that understanding. It is available and the link that's popping up right now, and you can learn all about the information of your chart, or at least how to understand and read the chart from this tutorial video. So you'll watch the video and the advice for your moon sign for this reading. So if you want to support me, there are many ways to do that. You can comment on this, like this, share this, dialogue with me about this, help me learn what is working for you and resonating for you and what isn't. And you can also share it with people who you think might benefit from this guidance and information and this fun game that we play with the astrological cycles, our own astrology, and the spiritual support tools of the cards. You can also give me a financial donation at paypal.me/devotedvulnerable. And you can sign up for any of my services at devotedandvulnerable.com/services. I do offer chart readings there. I do meditations. You can contact me for custom guided meditation. I offer tapping services, and I have a chakra meditation service as well. Those are ways that you can support me if you feel called. It is not necessary, but some people want to know how they can reach out and support me, and those are the ways. Also, let me just invite you in to watch Molly McCord's really amazing breakdown of what is going on astrologically the moment this eclipse happens in 16 degrees 1 minute of Taurus at 6:02 in the morning Eastern time on November 8th. If you want to learn more about where the planets are and what that means for you on a personal level, you can go watch her video. I'll link it here, so that you can really learn more about the astrology of this particular moment. I watched the video. I thought it was super helpful and supportive, and so I'm going to guide you there if you want to study more and learn more about astrology and learn more about how this phase is going to impact you. So let's get started and find out what we are going to be celebrating when it comes to our values and our finances for this lunar eclipse cycle that is going to take us all the way into October of next year. So this reading is for you if the moon was in Taurus when you were born. If you're already familiar with this energy, you can scroll ahead to the card reading. So let's talk a little bit about what the moon in Taurus means. The moon in the astrological story represents your emotions, and the sign that it was in when you were born represents how your emotions express themselves. So your emotions express themselves through the Taurus archetype. Now, Taurus is represented by the energy of the bull. So we have this image of this beautiful creature who's very grounded into the earth, very immobile and unmoving when it comes to its energy and vibration. This is a fixed energy, so the fixed signs of the zodiac story represent the fullness of whatever season they're in. So Taurus in the northern hemisphere represents the fullness of spring. That is beautiful. It's a fullness of the earth energy, an unchanging energy. The element of the Taurus energy is earth. It represents the physical material world. So the Taurus vibration and archetype represents fixed, unchanging earth or physicality. The qualities of the Taurus are determined, earthy, loyal, domestic, and dependable. So when it comes to your emotions, you may find that you express these emotional qualities. And if you don't find that you express these qualities, just know that there's a lot going on in your chart, and there may be things that are influencing, suppressing, or modifying how your emotions express. Or it just may not be that you've gotten to really celebrate the gifts that your emotional alignment offers you because of something that you've experienced in your life. Now, the reason that there's this little halo here above the moon in Taurus is because moon in Taurus is known as an exalted alignment. So the exalted energies represent the highest expression of the planet. So the planet here is the moon, not really a planet, but it is in astrological speak. So this is an amazing placement. This is like the place that the moon shines the most. It loves being in the sign of Taurus. It's comfortable, not only comfortable, it's expressing its gifts in the sign of Taurus. So this earthy, dependable, loyal, domestic energy is very happy to be expressed through the emotional realm, as the emotional realm is very happy to be expressed through this Taurus energy and vibration. So let's get to your reading. If you haven't already called in your spiritual support team, taken a few deep breaths, and opened your heart to receive whatever information and guidance is most aligned for you at this time to receive, I invite you to do that now. Remember, you can always pause the video if you need more time to set a sacred space for yourself. I don't think that was it. Didn't want to come out. All right, Taurus, where are you? There you are. Yeah. This is my favorite card in this deck. I try not to pick favorites, but hey, it happens sometimes. It's my favorite because every time it comes to me, I am faced with powerful revelations and understandings. The card is called Integrity. Align your actions so that they match your values and inner knowingness of what is right for you. This is exactly the energy of this lunar eclipse. And this is exactly what I was talking about in the introduction. Yes, yes, yes. We are celebrating our values and our physical world with this lunar eclipse. And in order for you to do that, you get to stay true to your integral nature. Stay true to what you know, what your inner knowingness of what's right for you is, and celebrate that by honoring it, by acting on it, by not budging, being this Taurus energy. I mean, this eclipse is happening in your sign. This is essentially the Taurus moon show right here. For the next year, too, this cycle is going to be in play. So it's not just this eclipse that we're talking about here. We're talking about for the next year. This is such an important theme in all of our lives, and especially in your life, my beautiful moon in Taurus. As exalted as you are, you're getting this huge ping from the universe. Hey, wake up, pay attention. What do you value? What is important for you? How can you act in a way, in every way in your life that honors what you value? This is such a critical and important time in our species, in the history of humanity, for us to really look at what do we value, what is important to us, and how can we act in our everyday lives, in our thoughts, in our routines, in our actions, in how we work, in how we play, in how we engage with others, and how we engage with ourselves. All of these realms are asking for us to be and to step into a more integral place. You know what is right for you. You have an inner knowingness inside of you. Your spiritual support team is here to say, hey, we got you. We're on your side, but you know what you need. You have it within, and it's up to you to really choose how to stay in integrity with this. This, again, is going to be such an important theme moving forward for our species. I mentioned with the solar eclipse that we had in Scorpio that we are under a huge cycle called the Age of Aquarius, which is a 2,000-year-long cycle, part of a 26,000-year-long cycle of the zodiac story, give or take. And this Age of Aquarius is all about humanitarianism. It's all about coming together in a unified way for the collective, for humanity, and staying in integrity for what we know to be valuable and we know to be true is a critical part of that for all of us. But you Moon in Tauruses are really going to help show the way, lead the way, because you're exalted. This is an exalted place in your chart, in your life, and we need you. We need to follow by your example as you lead with this integrity, as you listen to your inner knowingness of what is right for you, how it is right for you to act in the world according to your value system. What do you value, and how can every aspect of your life be a celebration of that? Wow. This is a lot for my beautiful Moon in Tauruses, but I know y'all can handle it. You are strong, you are fixed, you are grounded in the earth, and you are so important to us at this time. I will leave you with one more thing that the beautiful Braca shared about this lunar eclipse. So Braca, hopefully I'll be able to link her video here as I'm talking about her, but she shared in her eclipse video that there's really an asking us of this eclipse energy to shift from what we want now to asking and to acting on what we want now, shifting that to acting and asking, what do we want most? And letting that guide us. Yeah. Powerful stuff. I am so excited. Let me know how this is resonating with you. Let me know if you have questions. Feel free to check back into this video and comment as the next year goes by and we see just how important your integral actions and focus and celebration really are to the unfolding of this beautiful story, of this beautiful human journey we're all on together. As always, namaste, my beautiful, beautiful Moon in Tauruses. The universal light within me salutes and honors the universal light within you. Namaste.